What's up, guys? It's Jay, MorninAfterKill, and I'm back here on my road to 30. This is a series where I give you an autobiography of my life, and I share past experiences, memories, and some of the decisions that have been monumental in the shaping my life. And last week, we talked about when I was 2 years old, we ate some beer and potato chips, and my father skipped out on us because we were poor, and he didn't feel like living with us no more. So, a lot of you guys were actually saying, you know, you grew up poor like this, and it's kind of comforting to know that other people grew up poor. And that's one of the things when you grow up poor, is that you feel like you're the only one that's living like that. However, most people that live around you are probably going through the same fucking thing. It's just that when you're really poor and you don't have anything, you kind of don't want to share it with other people because you're a little bit of embarrassed about it and you don't think other people are living like this. However, they really are, so don't worry about it. If you are growing up poor or if you did grow up poor, trust me, it will end up working out in the long run. So today we are year 3. I am 3 years old, and this is where I my life kind of gets a little bit normal, but it still kind of gets a little bit fucked up because my mom enrolled me into this program, which is kind of like for poor people. It's like where my mom had to go to work and she needed someone to watch me, and she couldn't afford childcare. And back then, childcare wasn't the type of childcare that it is now. No, trust me. Especially now, like, you know, now with the programs that are out there for poor people and people with, you know, working mothers and working single parents, they get some really nice stuff. I mean, they get some really state-of-the-art buildings. They get kitchens and snacks. No, not back in the 80s. In the 80s, when you were poor and you were part of a poor program, this is what you got. We went to a shitty building that was filled with concrete we didn't even get no fucking carpet. We couldn't even get no carpet. And out in the back was like this little dirt / half grass. You know what I'm talking about? Where it looks like there should be grass, but because motherfuckers were running around on it all the time, the grass just never really had a chance to grow. That's what we're kind of talking about now. But it was covered with trees that used to drop these fucking berries. And I'm talking about these berries were like the size of testicles. They were huge, and they were black, and they stained, and they stunk, and fucking bees used to fly near them, and fucking mosquitoes, and all types of fucking weird bugs used to be back there. And it was fucking disgusting. It was gross, and nobody wanted to run on that shit, but we ran on that shit anyway because we were kids and we didn't even fucking know better. So, we were just fucking around, having a good time, and making the best of a situation that we really didn't want to be in. And every time my mom dropped me off at one of these places, I used to cry. I used to run after my mom. We didn't even have a car back then. This is how fucked up, you know, how poor we were. My mom used to put me on the handlebars of her bike. My brother would walk next to her on the side. He was a little bit older. He was probably like 5 or 6 at the time. So, you know, but fuck that motherfucker. Walk. He was a big motherfucker anyway. My brother right now is 6'5". So you know when this kid was like 5 foot, when he was 5 years old, he was probably like 5 foot. He's just striding along with his big old fucking, you know, green, yeah. So anyway, my mom used to ride the bike to take us to this little fucking program. I'm not going to tell you what it's called, because if I tell you what it's called, you're going to know where I lived. So, anyway, my mom used to take us there, and she dropped us off, and we were playing with blocks, and I told you guys that we had you know, I have a photographic memory, and this is where I actually first found out that my mind worked a little bit differently than most people's, because I was playing with blocks, and I was making it, the lady came by, and she was like, "Oh, look, you're making a little road." And I was like, "No, that's the highway." And I called the highway out by its name. I'm not even, you know, I'll say it because the highway is huge. It's 95. Route 95 goes all the way up and down the east coast of America. So if you're trying to find out what end of 95 I'm talking about, fuck you, motherfucker. So anyway, I was building it, and there's a fucking Toys R Us right off of 95. And fucking, I built that, and I built like a little fucking area and how to get there and all the exit ramps and shit. And she was like, "Oh, you built a little road." And I was like, "No, this is how you get to Toys R Us from my house." She's like, how do you know that? And I told her where I lived, and I showed her, and she's like, motherfucker, you were 100% right. Like, I got every single road right on the way. And this is how I found out that I had a photographic memory. And it fucking sucks because I didn't really want to be at that program anyway. But you know what? The fact that they recognized that I had a photographic memory kind of helps me later on in life because, you know, I kind of use my mind to fucking trap things in time so I can remember them later. And it actually helps me out a whole ton, especially later on when I go to school and I get in trouble and I memorize my mother's signature and I learn how to forge fucking notes from her. Yeah, those are gonna be some funny motherfucking stories. I swear to God, we have some funny shit coming up, but that's not what we're talking about anyway. I was 3 years old. I found out I had a photographic motherfucking memory. I had no idea what that meant, but it was a-okay with me. Thumbs motherfucking up. So, we went to this, barbecue. That's what my family used to do all the time. Before my grandmom died, we used to have barbecues all the time. There'd be like a fucking, sometimes depending upon where we had it, there'd be like a pool and like maybe some video games going on inside for the kids and shit because, you know, we had an NES. I had an NES, and when I went over to this girl's Dawn house, and we went there for a barbecue, and part of my family, and part of, I don't really know who these guys were, but they were kind of like friends and family, and you know, they had a little girl that we used to play with. Her name was Dawn, like I said, and they had Excite Bike, and I've never played Excite Bike. This is the first time I've ever fucking played Excite Bike, and we sat down and I was like, holy shit, this game is fucking awesome. This is why I actually remember this story, because we were all at the barbecue, hanging out, having a good time, playing Excite Bike. Motherfuckers were blowing off cherry bombs inside of trash cans, blowing the lids sky high. It was probably 4th of July, now that I think about it, that we had fireworks and fucking shit there. So, one of the fireworks went off really loud. And there's this kid who was probably the same age, because remember, I'm 3 years old at this time. And there's another kid there, his name was Tony. And he was standing really close to a garbage can that they put a couple firecrackers in. I'm talking about cherry bombs. If you don't know what cherry bombs are, I'm pretty sure, like, now that I'm looking back, they're not 1/8 sticks. I think they're like a 16th stick of a dynamite, which isn't a lot to blow up, but I mean, it's probably like a quarter of an M80. Pretty sure it's something like that. So they put a couple of these, tied the fucking fuses together and put it in a garbage can to see what it was, because they were just blowing the lids up in the air and they were seeing how high they could get it. And they put it on there. I guess they fucking didn't tell this little kid to get away from the motherfucking garbage can. And as soon as it went, I'm sorry, I got this. As soon as you heard the boom, out of the side of this kid's fucking pant leg, well, he had shorts on because it was fucking summer, so out of the side, all you saw was just, that's right, this kid just shit himself, and he shit himself so bad that it kind of rocket propelled right down the side of his leg. And as he's running, this kid is leaving like a fucking... You ever see like a slug? Like a cartoon slug kind of inching along, just, mama, just a slug, and I'm going on my way. Yeah, exactly. They got fucking like a trail of shit behind. This kid had a trail of fucking shit all the way down his leg. Fucking, he's running through fucking Dawn's house, getting shit everywhere. And I was like... this kid just shit all over the place, but I'm 3 years old, so I don't really say that, but in my mind I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And everybody was like fucking yelling at the parents that were fucking blowing off fucking M80s and fucking firecrackers and shit like that. They're like, now what you did, look what you did. Nobody could have predicted that when you set off 3 cherry bombs inside of a goddamn garbage can, that a kid is gonna rocket propel fucking shit out of his ass down his leg and leave a fucking trail of just the nastiest fucking... It wasn't even like liquid shit. It was like paste. It was like toothpaste. Like somebody shoved a roll of toothpaste up this kid's ass and just gave him a good old fucking squeeze and just... I'm sorry. It's just probably one of the funniest things I've seen in my childhood, and I thought it was fucking hilarious. So, my name is Jay, MorninAfterKill, make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. If you could throw a thumbs up on the video, I would highly appreciate it. This is my road to 30, where I just go through the years, take a look back at some of the funnier, maybe more memorable things that has happened in my life. So make sure you guys rate, comment, subscribe. I want to thank you guys for watching. My name is Jay MorninAfterKill, and I'm going to see you guys later.